You need to find your own way. Your way of operating, your way of thinking, your way of being. And then, when you have figured out those things, yes, it's an endless, lifelong journey. We change. Still, there's a core to you, and you need to get to know this core inside of you, because if you don't do so, any routine in this world won't help you, because you won't thrive on that. You will just force yourself and put on some external structure, box, container, so you can function, but you won't thrive. You won't thrive if you don't figure out what is your unique way of being. You need to know one thing about me. If you have watched my last video, I'm very specific about my needs. And in order to create a structure or a routine, I need to take my needs into account. So this is the first step you need to do. What are my actual needs? And this is not easy to find out. Not at all. Because if you haven't had parents, we are talking about trauma now. If you haven't had parents who guided you and showed you what could be a way to approach your evening routine, your morning routine, how to work, how to be creative, how to learn things, how to figure out through experimentation, making mistakes, if you not have been encouraged in doing so, let alone be shouted upon, shamed for that, you will never attempt to figure out things through mistakes and through experimenting. You will always wanting to decide, that's how I'm gonna do that, and this must work. And if it's not working immediately, you will think to yourself, oh, I'm a failure. I knew that. I can't do that. But this is not true. This is not how learning works. And creating structure for yourself and routines is a trial and error approach and happens through learning. Learning about yourself. Learning who you are, learning what you need, and learning what phase of your life you are currently in requires. Because this is changing constantly. It can change. You won't decide on a structure once and you will keep it forever. Maybe some things will stay. But you cannot know in advance. You need to figure out, experiment, trial and error, making mistakes, allowing failure. And because so many of us have self-esteem issues, I was the same in the past and still I have doubts sometimes, we don't allow ourselves to do that. And this is so detrimental to figure out who we actually are, which is, by the way, the precondition to be happy, to live a fulfilled life. This is what I'm talking about on this channel. I myself, I have been depressed my whole life. I had high functioning depression, and yes, I have diagnosed myself because I know best who I am, what I need and what I'm struggling with. I had this performance of having everything together, but deep down I felt so anxious, so miserable, so lonely. It hurts me so much still to this day. And then at one point my body could not handle this performance, this life against my own unique nature, and I crashed. And I crashed hard. And it took me 5 years to come out of it. And I have learned so much about myself, about life, about people, about society and systems around us. We are not being supported in figuring out who we are, what we want. We are being supported in following others' rules, others' norms, putting us in a box. People are not curious about you. They try to dim your light, and I am intending on this channel to do the opposite. I won't tell you what you have to do. I want you to encourage yourself to figure out who you are and what you actually need, because everyone is different. And we are going to embrace our differences. That's the only way how we can heal ourselves, heal others, and finally have a world we can live in where people are compassionate, understanding, where we can thrive in community, where we like each other, where we are there for each other. We won't be able to do that if we do not figure out who we are. And that's what I'm doing on this channel.